127 people in the Discord, guys. We're gonna have to upgrade the Discord again. We're about to cap out at 150. I'm gonna have to. If anybody has any server boosters, or is a Discord premium member, make sure to boost the server. I'll buy more to do it, but anybody who has the ability to boost, please boost.
Intel shares rise 4.9%.
Yeah, it's a Discord thing. You got to be a premium Discord member. It's like $10 a month or something like that. I'm not telling you guys to go buy it. For anybody who already is a premium Discord member. We don't know what NQ is going to do. We are in a distribution right here. So what I expect to happen is probably a retest of this 35 level. The 30s. I expect us to go back probably another 20 points. Is it a big reversal? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Ah, Biba, thank you. We just got a boost. Biba boosted us. Hell yeah. Thank you for the server boost. Daniel boosted. Good. Thank you guys. We're going to bump up our capacity to the 300 in the Discord. We don't have to do it right now, Lager. We're going to make sure, Frank, some people may be earning some goodwill, just saying. Regardless, I would pay to make sure that we have the capacity for everybody. So, not a worry. That happens, Leon. That happens. Some days we're hot, some days we're not. Or as one of my original mentors, guys, I'm talking about like 2010, when I traded at a prop firm in Boca Raton, he would always say, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. Which are you today? The Rock. Windshield fluid. Gross. Some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. Or MG, Ian Chow. Good morning, Nav. Good morning. Ian, that's a Discord thing. It's not a YouTube thing. Don't worry. All right, guys, we are locked in on NQ here. Anybody who traded gold, I caught this fade at the IB extension all the way back to IB high. There was a long on the break and back test of IB, and it held again there at IB high, which is very close to upper band. So another price discovery continuation long on gold. So some good continuations setups to the upside on both gold and NQ. I know a bunch of guys in the room took some of these trades. And gals, guys and gals. All right, Assassin, we'll see you later. So we fleshed out this distribution a bit. Do we try and short again here? I'm going for it. I think we put a lower high on the CVD. I'm kind of digging it. There we go. Ba-boom. So I've hit about 600 in this Apex account, and I hit profit target in the, let's see, in this TopOne account. So this is in payout. I requested a $2,500 payout on this one. So if we go over the performance, 3K, 65% win rate, almost a 2-to-1 risk to reward, 1.7. $15 average winner, $8.73 average loser. 434 trades, average duration 3 minutes, average win duration 1.5, average loss 6 minutes. I don't know how that happened. It was like 2.5 minutes yesterday. I don't know how that went up so much in one day. All right, average winning trade, $15. Average losing trade, best trade, 227. Worst trade, 45. And there it is. Micros. Hey, Jonathan. Micros. I've been trading these 50K accounts. And, you know, I want to show you guys what's possible. You know, I've been swinging for, you know, the first couple of months of this 150K accounts. And I know for a fact a lot of you guys trade 50K accounts. So I'm trading some 50K accounts, show you that we can get payouts in those too. So, you know, live on stream every single day, making this happen. Just trade in this system. All right, I would like to get this test down to 36. I'm still holding one. I'm one short from 56. About 12 points. I think we got some buyers here. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think we're going to go down a little lower here. Test the bottom side of this distribution right here. So here's our distribution. Here's our low volume node. Here's another distribution. So if we break this, I expect it to flesh out. And then if we break this, you know, this would be a good long location, but then we can go down to low 200s. I'm going to take my profits here on this. This is kind of where I wanted to get to. So I traded one side of the distribution to the other, right? So if we look at this balance area in a vacuum, right? Let's just say this is our trading area. Right? This is our value area high or value area low. We have a point of control. And we can expect to range up here as we continue to build out this distribution until we break it more for more upside or break it for a return to value on the intraday VWAP. If this, then that. So, you know, if you guys have been in the stream for a while, you've seen me trade minis and a lot of minis. You've seen me take 5 top step accounts to $12,000 payouts multiple times, 3 months in a row, every single month hitting a $12,000 payout. I've taken 3 TopOne accounts to payouts. And I'm not saying this to brag or just talk. The whole purpose of me talking about this, guys, is to show you that it's possible. Right? I don't want anybody thinking that this is impossible. I can do it with fairly regular consistency to take these payouts. Running a class tonight at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the Discord. So I do add more, UJ, but that's also because depending on the setup. I don't always. But I'll start small so I can give myself some room to add some size. You know, because sometimes, especially with fade value or extreme setups, the entry is kind of a moving target because of excess price. You know, it's very difficult to nail the top and bottom of a rotation. So averaging in allows me some room and flexibility with my entries. So scaling in, scaling out. I don't usually use a hard stop loss. What I'll have is a maximum dollar amount that I'm willing to lose if I really get caught off sides. And generally it's decent. I'm usually willing to give up a day's worth of profits sometimes. And as I build up, I'll start small. And as I build up a cushion, I'm willing to risk more on a trade. Nice, Corey. Which one did you take? Did you take that 50% extension, or did you take that second standard deviation band? Shy of the band. My concern about this price discovery continuation is how early this is in a rotation versus that. I could do either of these very easily. Hello, S-Dub. Yeah, we did grab, I mean, we started going long at 8:30 this morning. A little late to the party on longs, but it's still possible for more upside. I think a pullback is probably the higher probability at this point. So Daniel asked, do I find it useful to use time and sales to look for entries and VWAP deviations? No. Tick strike is the time and sales. I listened to the time and sales. That's what this is right here. Time and sales. Audio version of it. And then cumulative delta. So we are pretty darn close to that long right here. Maybe we look for the flush and get long there. I'm going to close out this account because I'm well over profit target in this account for today. So I'm going to call it in this account. I'm going to trade my earn to trade account. Earn to trade 50K career path. All right, here's the spot. This is the long spot for anybody who wants to take it. That was a little bit of a flush. See if it works. 230, 234. You're up almost 10 points already. Almost. Sellers are pressing it down. I'm going to wait for one more flush down and I'm going to try and grab it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get involved here. So I'm long at 36.5. Yep. Come on. Peel off 2 right here. Small winner 5 points. See if we can get 10 points out of it. Flat. Getting back in, down here. All right, long at 29.5. I flattened off at break even, got back in on that little flush. Now I'm up 10 points on this. Managed that perfectly. Gotta be fast, guys. Gotta be fast. NQ is not for the weak of heart here. Yes. 10 points, 12 points, 13, 15 points. Taking off 1. Still got 2. Took off 1 more. Stops at break even. All right, so I'm still long at 31.25. I'm approaching in here on 20 points here. I'll take it right here. 20-point banger. Just been trading this distribution, guys. Fading the extremes, not diddling in the middle. Nicely on. So it just did one more little, stop out of the weak-handed longs, and then it went, Setup was still viable. I had a feeling they were going to try and do that, so I said I'm going to look for the flush. I'm pretty sure I said that. Did I say that? And that could very well be it for the bounce there. We'll see if we make new highs. But we're approaching 10:30 here. Nathan, this is the 2-minute. And just so everybody's aware, what the time frame doesn't really matter to me that much. I don't, I could trade on a 1-minute, 2-minute, a 5-minute. All the levels are the same. I find this is a good one for streaming, so everybody can see enough candles and get context and detail of what's happening. It's not necessarily what you have to trade on. You decide what time frame you want to trade on. The levels are pretty much the same. Nice tomorrow. Yep, we got that one. We got that one. Yeah, we're upper standard deviation band, which lined up with a bottom of the distribution. So we have a low volume node. We have the upper standard deviation band. There's also RTH VWAP right there. So that was an A+ setup. We had a lot of confluence there. Not IB high. IB high is up here at 264. 625. 264. 265.
European nations.
This is IB high
shared
up here.
Russian oil revenue. The US is willing to consider stronger sanctions on Russia, including on oil majors, greater use of frozen Russian assets. Besson says the threat of TikTok shutdown brought Chinese negotiators to a framework deal on divestiture. Chinese delegation initially demanded compensation for TikTok sales through tariff and export control concessions. The next US-China talks could result in another 90-day rollover of tariff truce. Tariff truce will likely happen before the November 10th deadline. Chinese negotiators are tough, but they realize they have 3.5 years to de-risk US trade relations to avoid decoupling. TikTok commercial terms will preserve US national security interests and have Chinese characteristics.
And that wick fell at a dang.
Also, a source familiar with the negotiation, potential meetings between Trump and Xi would have been off the table if
That's
the
crazy.
talks of TikTok had failed to produce an agreement.
Yeah. U.S. Treasury dissent. The U.S. will not impose tariffs on Chinese goods for purchasing Russian oil unless European countries do the same. It was news, Jimmy. That was news, Jimmy. So, these algorithmic traders and hedge funds have AI that read headlines and they buy or short the market based on the headline. So when a news headline drops like that, even if it's really not all that significant, we'll get a wick candle like that. One of the joys of day trading is random news drops. No, I don't think ChatGPT can do that, Mustafa. Not that fast, anyway. And a lot of these firms have like servers set up right next to the CME server farm. So they can have the fastest execution and get in before everybody else. Now, it's not a virtual private. They literally have a server in the same buildings next to the CME server farm. It's not virtual. It's quite It's quite physical. I wonder if the CME owns it and they lease the space out to these hedge funds. We're going down. Going down. Take me to Chinatown. Who else would like to go to Chinatown? Looking for this return to value. Come on. I like the lower high. Funky Town. I'll go to Funky Town. As long as it's down, I'm going. We're going. I don't care what town it is, as long as it's downtown. Nothing down. We're still holding that upper standard deviation, man. Come on, crack it. Created quite the distribution up here. And we are at point of control. So if you feel like diddling in the middle, now's your chance. Hey, hey. Nice, JP. Hey, all I know, JP, is it works for me. Now, if it's everybody's cup of tea, that's another story. About to get out break even, but 240 in my earn to trade. Going higher. So far, looks like it could be another. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hello. Hey. What's it? Oh man, we just got some really bad news. My wife took our cat to the vet, and he has lymphoma, which is very sad. We love that cat. She's very upset. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We love our animals very, very much. We just lost our dog last year too. We put him down. So it's been a rough. This is not, welcome news a year later after that. Yeah, lymphoma, I believe, is treatable. We'll have to weigh what how much of a toll the treatment takes. We'll see. I want to say he's, oh gosh, he's 13, I think. He's not young. He's not a kitten. Lab, and he was 10. He wasn't that old. Well, thanks, guys. All right. Well, we're grinding higher here. I think I'm gonna sell some stuff in my long-term portfolio at all-time highs here. I'm gonna put some orders in. I might have some vet bills in my near future. I don't think it's that dangerous, especially with volatility kind of drawing into a close here. It's a quarter to 11. Buyers might not have the staying power. Now this chart isn't, this chart is still very strong. So here it comes. So what is it? 65 and a quarter, right? So I'll put some orders around here. See what happens. Came right to my order, bastard. Mustafa's locked out. I don't blame you, man. Just as a reminder, guys, we have a class tonight, special class tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mindset, implementing a system, discipline. Everybody it will be in the Discord tonight. Free Discord. It's free class. So, we're holding below this VWAP from this capitulation candle where we put in the IB. Feel like, we could get a little more downside here. That was an attempt at a Madonna. I do use I use my Stream Deck hotkeys, and then I use the DOM. as well. You can see me placing orders on the DOM on the left-hand side of your screen. Oh, I don't have it up. There it is. There that is. You can see it right here. Yeah, I use the DOM during the stream so you can literally see my mouse cursor pressing the buttons, putting orders, joining bid, joining ask, placing orders on the DOM. So I do that so you can quite literally see my order execution. All right, return to value, maybe. Finally. Let's go.